Hello, hi everybody. Well, today is Friday the 13th, and sometimes people say that that's a very unlucky day. And it's just something that got started with old superstitions, and sometimes superstitions are wrong. But there's a lot of crazy things that we're going to do some science with about some things that have superstitions. So, have you ever heard of lucky pennies? Anybody? So we're going to do a penny one first. Look, I've got a really cool, shiny penny. And so if pennies are lucky, if we have pennies on our unlucky day, maybe we'll spread a little bit of luck around. Well, I have two shiny pennies, but I also have some pennies that need some cleaning up. Check that out. I have a bunch of them. I have about 4 or 5 of them here. And so there we go. I got a real shiny one and a real kind of scuzzy looking one, don't I? Are you guys ready to clean up some pennies? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the camera to my tabletop so you can see what we're doing, and maybe you can do it at home together with me. Let's clean up some pennies. Whoops, I moved my tray. I have a tray because some of the things I have some liquid in it and might be a little messy. So how are we going to clean up some of these dirty pennies? Let's try some things. To do this, you're going to need some dish soap and some water. I have some water here, and some salt. Some salt. Whoops, where's my salt? Salt, salt, salt. And I also have some vinegar right here under my chair. There we go, some vinegar. And I also have some lemon juice and a couple other things that we're going to try. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my dirty pennies in the cups. There's one. Okay. And this one I already poured some vinegar in it. There's a dirty penny in there. And I'm going to put the rest of my pennies in the cups, and let's see what happens. Okay, whoops, that's the shiny penny. I wanted a dirty penny there. Okay. All right, so put your pennies in your cups, and then you can start pouring some things in your cups that might clean them. So, I don't know, soap, dish soap cleans up a lot of things. So I'm going to put a little dish soap in here with my penny. And I'm just guessing. I'm thinking that that might really clean up a penny good. I put a little bit of water in it because that's how you use dish soap, a little bit of dish soap and water. And then, so I don't forget what I put in each cup, I'm going to put my label on there that says dish soap and water, so I remember. And then I poured some vinegar in this one already because my gallon of vinegar is just so big that I couldn't do it on camera very easily without knocking something over. So there's my vinegar, and I'm going to put a little salt in this one. So if you have some salt with you, got some salt, because salt and vinegar might react together and make it work a little faster. Let's find out. So I just shook a little salt in that one. Okay, so maybe I'm going to do just some plain water in that one. And then I'm going to label it so I don't forget, because, you know, vinegar and water, if you don't know what they are, or I guess you could smell them and figure it out. You might have trouble just watching and seeing which one is which. So now I'm going to try some lemon juice. If you have any lemon juice, you can do that. Or if you don't right now, you can try it later after you round some up. And I've got one extra penny. And I didn't put this on the supply list, but I have some ketchup. Somebody might have some ketchup in there. Isn't that weird? Trying to clean a penny with ketchup? I'm going to squirt some ketchup in there. And you might have some ketchup in your fridge. If you do, run and get it and squirt some on the penny. There we go. Ketchup on my penny. What? All right. So let's... Oh, I didn't label my lemon juice. There we go. So it's gonna take these, you know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes to actually work on the penny. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna stop this particular experiment right now, and we're gonna let it rest. We aren't gonna know what's gonna happen to this until in about 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna put this one to the side, and we're gonna do our lucky penny experiment. Is going to have to wait until we find out what happens. So while we're waiting for it, kind of predict, do you think, which one is going to clean that lucky penny better? Vinegar and salt, or lemon juice, or ketchup, or water, or just some soap? We're going to find out, but not right now. We have to wait and wait and wait for that to work. So I'm putting that on the floor, and we're going to get out an umbrella experiment. And I'm going to put that on the table now. Wow, that looks like a crazy mess. So let me switch my camera back real quick so you can see what we're doing. Whoops. And then we'll sort it all out. So I'm wondering if you guys might have an umbrella. Now the superstition with umbrellas, the unlucky superstition, the bad luck superstition is if you open an umbrella in the house, you get, I can't remember if it's 7 years bad luck, but it's supposed to be unlucky, and I never know why. Maybe your roof will start leaking or something. I don't know. I just opened an umbrella in the house, and so far nothing's happened. But let's do an umbrella experiment. Not with this one because it's kind of big and I don't have any rain in my house, but I have some water in a little pitcher, and I also have a spray bottle. You might not have one of those, but I have a little action figure guy because I'm going to try to get him all wet. I have a sponge. I have some muffin cups, muffin papers. That's kind of the shape of an umbrella, don't you think? I have some aluminum foil, and I have some dinosaurs because I'm going to try to get them all wet too. And then I have a big pan because it involves water and I don't want to get my table all wet. So let's try to get some of our animals and dinosaurs and action figures wet and try to protect them with what we think. We're going to build an umbrella out of some just aluminum foil and muffin papers. Let's find out and see what happens. Okay, back to the table camera. Okay, so, I have some toothpicks too. I might use those. I don't know. I don't really need to. But I'll get those out of the way because they're just going to get wet. Okay. All right. So here's my action figure guy. There he is. You can see him. All right. So what am I going to try first? What do you think will protect him from getting wet? You know, I kind of like the idea of these muffin papers. If we if we covered him up with a muffin paper, do you think he'll stay dry? If I pour some water on him? I got my water here. I'm gonna pour it on the muffin paper to see if we soak up the guy or not. Oh, that worked pretty good. Oh, but it's collapsing. Yep. He's pretty dry. Well, you know what else I have? I have some paper towel. Yeah, this muffin paper is getting all floppy now. Uh-oh. What if I used, do you think this will work? What if I use some paper towel? Do you think that would keep him dry? All right, so I'm gonna build a little tent with my paper towel. And I'm gonna see, this time this time I'm gonna squirt him. Oh no! Oh no! What's happening? Oh no! No, it collapsed. It's all soggy. I think my guy under there is all wet. Oh no, yep, he is. So if you take a look at the muffin paper and you feel it, and you take a look at a paper towel and you feel it, they're both kind of soft and they both absorb water. The water isn't rolling off either the paper towel or the muffin paper. It's not. It's absorbing. Let's see if we can put a dinosaur, a couple dinosaurs, and oh, that guy won't stand up. All right. And what do you think will happen if we put a sponge over the top of them? Let's find out. All right. It might soak up the water. Yep. Oh, it is. It's soaking up the water. So that's working kind of like a good umbrella. Oh, for a while anyway. Whoa, cool. I'm going to pick up the sponge and see if they're still dry. Yep. Except for they're sitting in some water because of my pan. But yeah, they're for a while. I wonder how much water this sponge will soak up. Uh-oh, it just soaked up all the water it could. And now my dinosaurs are getting wet. Oh no. Oh well, that's pretty good. It absorbed the water. But you know what? It didn't roll off. It didn't let the water roll off. It just sucked it inside until it couldn't absorb anymore. So let's try. I'm going to take this sponge and kind of suck up some of the water and move it to the side. There we go. And then there's my dinosaurs. And I might just do my guy too, all of them. And got me aluminum foil. I'm going to see if I can protect them just like an umbrella with some aluminum foil. What do you think about that? Do you think that will work? Let's try it. Use some aluminum foil. First, I'm going to spray it. Maybe we can see if the water runs off or gets absorbed. Well, let's see. I'm going to hold the aluminum foil closer to the camera. Can you see any water drops? Oh, I do. Let's see if I turn it. Can you see it drop off? Yeah, well, now it's going to be a big, big, big rainstorm. Here's my water. Pour some water on that aluminum foil. Let's see if that'll run off. Just like an umbrella. Whoa! It worked. That worked really good. I'm spraying with my bottle like crazy, and it's just rolling right off, and everything underneath is staying dry. Well, that's pretty cool. So what do you think worked the best? What worked the best? Did aluminum foil or a sponge?
Aluminum foil!
Yep, you're right. Yep, it worked way better than the sponge. It worked way super better than the muffin cup, and totally better than the paper towel. So there's our lucky umbrella. Our lucky umbrella experiment. So I'm going to put that on the floor. And did you ever hear that the superstition that if a black cat crosses your path, that's unlucky? I have. That's kind of a superstition that I hear a lot at Halloween. Black cats are supposed to be unlucky. Well, I like cats. The next experiment we're going to do is with a toilet paper tube. Oh, it's going to roll off my table. A flashlight. What's this got to do with cats, huh? We'll find out in a minute. And, oh, some more aluminum foil. Ooh, that's shiny. That's going to mess up my camera. The reason I really like cats is there's so many cool, special things about them. And their eyes reflect light in the dark, so they can see the backs of their eyes. So they can see really, really well in the dark because their eyes kind of reflect light. They have some eye shine. So what we're going to do is we're going to experiment trying to see what that's like for a cat. So I have a tube. Okay, whoops, I'm trying to figure out how to hold it so you can see. And let's pretend that this is a cat's eye. And if you look down into the cat's eye, towards the back of the eye, that's where the cat's eye reflects a lot of light. So if you can do this, put up just a dart or hold it down on a table, and then look in that tube, and do you see anything? If you look right down into that tube, I'm going to hold it under the camera and see if you can see anything. It looks dark down there. Nothing shining. So let's kind of make it like a cat's eye with something very reflective like this piece of aluminum foil down on the table. And there's the tube. Can you kind of see how down inside the eye, the back of the eye is reflective? It's reflecting light. I can see some sparkle there. Can you guys see it? All right, so now, I lit my flashlight, and I'm going to add some more light to that sparkle. Can you see that the light going into the cat's eye is reflected back? Woo! You can make it sparkle, and you can do that. I'm going to go quickly back to the FaceTime camera. Whoops. And demonstrate that, because I can see you guys trying to do it too. So here I am. There it is. Here's my aluminum foil. And I'm looking in there, and I see a little sparkle. But if I add the flashlight, whoa, I can really see it good down there, just like that. And you know what? I have a mirror too. What would happen? That's really reflective, right? Woo! If I take a flashlight and shine it onto the mirror, that's going to reflect. So I'm holding it on there, and I'm going down there, and whoa, that's a lot of light reflecting back at my face. And that's what cat's eyes do. So I don't think cats are very unlucky at all. They're very interesting to me and very lucky because they can see in the dark. Okay, so that's our cat's eye experiment. Well, let's see, what have I got? Oh, I know. One superstition that you hear is if you break a mirror, you're going to have 7 years bad luck. So let's try some fun with some mirrors. I don't know what kind of mirrors that you have got at home, but I got a couple of different kinds. And so you can try to do your experiment with what we got. I've got some big ones and I've got some little ones. So let's do some experiments. And these are very fun, and I'm going to call them lucky experiments. And I'm going to change it to the table for a minute. Here we go. So you can see what to do. Okay, there's my table. Whoops. And first of all, I have a picture of a snowflake. Just really cool. Now, snowflakes, some of them are the same on one side as they are on the other. See how the top of the snowflake here, if you draw a line all the way down there, it looks the same on this side as it does on that side. See how if I cover it up? That's called symmetry. Woo, big word. So let's see if we can take that picture of a snowflake and cover up one side and make it look the same on the other. Whoops, I don't know if that's going to work on camera to show you. But that's what I want you to do with your mirror. If you have a little one, then look in the mirror and see if you can see the whole flake, because it's going to look the same. So I have a mirror with, there we go. So that's what I'd like you to do with it. But you won't be able to see what I see. You'll be able to see what you see at home. Maybe if I turn it. Oh, yep, there we go. If I turn it. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So I've only got the mirror on half of the snowflake, but it looks like a whole snowflake. Because the snowflake is half the same on one half as the other. Symmetry. Whoops, my hand is too big. I think it shows up better with a big mirror. So you can experiment with that. There we go. That's pretty cool. That's symmetry. So I have something else to look at. Here, that's the snowflake. Here is some peppermint candies. Let's take a look and see if what part of the picture we can see. There we go. So you can see the whole picture in there. Whoops, so hard to do on camera with this. Oh, but you see how the mirror reflects half of the picture back? There we go. Oh, let's try a tree. Let's try a tree. Okay, there's a tree. And trees, that one's really kind of even. It's kind of the same on one side as the other. Let's try that. Whoa! You can see half a tree in the mirror and the other half on the paper. So here's something else that's really fun to try with a mirror. Kind of a cool experiment. Mirrors actually reflect what you see only backwards. I've lost my piece of paper here. So I'm looking for my piece of paper because what I want to do is write my name while I'm looking in the mirror. So if you have a big mirror and if you have a piece of paper and if you have a marker, what I want you to do is try to write your name while you're, but don't look at your hand writing, look in the mirror and see what's happening. So this is what I'm doing. I set up my mirror and I'm holding on to it. I have a purple marker. I'm going to try to write my name just by looking in the mirror and see what happens. Now my name is Anne. So I'm looking in the mirror and I am drawing the letters of my name. Wait, it looks like it's turning out backwards. What? So mirrors actually reverse things. So you can see backwards in one and forwards in the other. And you can also try to draw, I'm going to draw a snowflake. I'm going to just draw half a snowflake. Do you remember my picture of the snowflake here? How are you guys doing with trying to do your name? Okay. Do you remember the picture of the snowflake? Well, I'm going to draw a simple, half a simple snowflake here on my paper. Let's see. Maybe I'll just get a whole new paper. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I'm going to draw half a snowflake with a line down the middle and maybe a part of it there, a part of it there, a part of it there, and I'm going to make it look a little snowflakey by putting some snowflakey lines on there. Does that look snowflakey? Okay, so that's my little snowflake. Let's see if I can make it look in the mirror like a whole snowflake. My lucky mirror. Okay, let's see if this works. Whoops, now you see my ceiling, now you see my table, now you see the snowflake. Oh, whoa! And I hope you can get the idea. If you look in the mirror at home, you'll see the snowflake, half a snowflake that you drew, and it looks like a whole snowflake because it's going to reflect in the mirror. That is very cool. That's why mirrors are fun. We're going to call them lucky mirrors. No 7 years, no bad luck. All good luck. All right, so I'm going to move that. And let's see what else I have to show you today. We did the penny. We did, we're still waiting for the results of the penny. And we did the umbrella. Oh, one of the things that to help bad luck go away is if you do something unlucky, the superstition says that you're supposed to throw some salt over your shoulder. What? I wonder how that would help. Well, I don't really know. I don't really want to throw some salt over my shoulder. It's going to get all over my carpet. But I'm going to do a little experiment with some salt, and I'm going to put it on the table in back of me. So we're going to move the camera again. We have lots of things to do today. All right. So we're going to go to the camera in back of me, and we're going to do something with some salt besides throwing it over our shoulders. Whoa! All right. So I've got lots of things here today to get out of the way. And then I'm going to get out my experiment with salt. And so if you have some salt, and if you have some water, and, oh, my chair's in the way. We'll move that. Silly chair. There we go. I got a whole tray of stuff, and I hope you can see it. All right, so I have a big container like this, kind of a big glass. I have some water. I have some cooking oil. I have, of course, some salt, our lucky salt. I have a little bit of food coloring, and I have some water. So the first thing I'm going to do, how are you guys doing? Yeah, and you can, the mirror thing we just did, you can try all kinds of drawing with trying to draw things in the mirror. It's fun. Whoops. Okay, I can't get my water pitcher open. There we go. It was stuck. Okay, so a little bit of water in my glass. Maybe about, mine's a big tall one, so I'm going to do about 3/4 full. So there you can see I've got water in my glass. And then I'm going to put a little bit of cooking oil. No, wait. Next, I'm going to do a little bit of food coloring. Anybody got any food coloring there? I'm putting some food coloring in it because that makes it more visible to you guys on camera. And if you have some food coloring, it'll make it prettier at home. And what I'm going to do also is put a flat folder. Whoops, that's not it. A flat folder in back of it so you can see it better on camera. Okay, so now the cooking oil. I have some blue water, but any color will work. And I have some cooking oil. I'm going to pour a layer of cooking oil on top of my water slowly. Kind of made some bubbles, but can you see how it's separated from the water? Can you see that kind of yellow on top? And then the blue water? Okay, so we're actually going to make a lava lamp without the lamp. Okay, so I'm going to put the cap back on my oil bottle so I don't spill it on the floor. Now, all we need next is some salt. Watch what happens when we shake some salt into our container with the cooking oil in the water. So I'm going to shake some salt on top. And let's see what happens. Slowly. It's supposed to make some bubbles. Let's look. I might have to get this closer to the camera for you guys. Oh, maybe I need some more. More salt, more salt, more salt, more salt, more salt. Oh, now my salt is starting to sink. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to move that close to the camera so you can see that because I just got some really cool bubbles going down into my container when the salt sank. Can you see that? No, not too much. Can you see bubbles? Oh, there. Drip, drip, drip. I saw a drip. Come on. Huh. All right, well, I'm going to try it again a little closer to you guys. All right, I'm pouring a whole bunch more salt in there, and it's going to sink. Let's see if you can get a bubble. You can see a bubble. Oh, boy. I just saw a big bubble. Did you? So, oh, wow. Now, eventually, some of the bubbles are going to start to come back to the top. So they'll go up and down. When you shake some salt, it'll sink and it takes some oil with it. And then as the salt dissolves into the water, the oil goes back to the top, and those are the bubbles that are rising. So first the salt sinks through the oil, then the salt dissolves into the water, and the oil goes back to the top. So that's kind of a fun, really cool lava experiment with a little bit of salt, shake, 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 lucky salt, and some cooking oil and some water. And that's really fun. Okay, all right. So another kind of superstition was don't walk under a ladder or something bad will happen to you. And I think that's another amount of bad luck that they say happens to you. But I don't have a ladder here today, but I do have a step stool. And I'm going to show us some kind of really cool thing. If you have a step stool or a ladder or some stairs, we're going to make a parachute. So it's going to be a lucky thing. We always have to be careful around ladders and step stools and things like that. But here's one science thing that we can do too. So to do this, all you need is a grocery bag. You know, these are nice and light and fluffy. So what I did was I had some scissors and I cut it apart. All right, so you can do this. Cut, cut, cut. So you get a square from your bag. I think just cut it apart. Now see how big it is. I don't need all that much. So I'm going to cut it in half and only use part of it. All right. So I also have some string and some tape and a guy that we're gonna have him use the parachute. So here we go. We have a flat piece of grocery bag. So string, that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna take the string and I'm gonna cut off 4 lengths of it. That's about a yard. Well, that's about a foot each. And cut. Whoops. All right, there's 2. I'm going to cut 4 pieces of string. 1, 2, and about the same amount. 3, 4. How are you guys doing with cutting? Parachutes are really fun. Okay, so I have 4 pieces of string. Oops. Now the next thing I'm going to do with that string is tape it to each corner. Tape one end of each string to each kind of square corner. See how I'm doing that? A little bit of tape, a little bit on this corner, and another one in this corner. And here's a piece of my string on the other one. I got 3 corners taped. How about you guys? Now, if you get to doing one of the experiments and you want to just keep doing it instead of doing one of these, that's cool. That's fine. I would love to just draw pictures with the mirrors all day. It's really interesting. Okay, so here we go. I got my corners taped, almost got my corners taped now. And now I'm gonna turn it so they hang down. See how my string is hanging down? I'm holding the middle of my plastic and then I'm pulling on the strings that I taped. So they go like this. Then I'm gonna make a loopy knot right here. Loopy knot, loopy knot. Hold all the strings together and make a loopy knot and pull it tight. Okay, so now if I pull it, ooh, it kind of catches the air, right? And then here's my guy. And I'm going to take and tie my guy with the ends of the string onto the parachute. or you can just wrap it around or whatever. And then now that I've got him tied to the parachute, he's gonna fly. And we'll have a lucky ladder because I'm gonna get my step stool over here just in place of the ladder, and I'm gonna stand on it so I'm up higher. And I'm gonna drop my parachute so my guy will fly. Woo! So this is where you have to be careful. If you have a step stool at home, or if you have a ladder, this is where you have to be careful. Maybe an adult can watch you. Here I go. I'm up high. There's my guy. He's gonna fly. I'm holding him up as high as I can. And there he comes. Woo! So if you have some stairs at your house, you can throw him down the stairs too and it'll work. Did you see him fly? That's pretty cool. So lucky ladders or stair steps today. As long as we're careful. You know, when people work on a ladder, I wouldn't want to go underneath the ladder either because maybe they're painting. Maybe they would drop some paint on me or something. I don't know. So there are some really cool experiments to do for our lucky Friday the 13th. And now, because we've been waiting, I think it's time to find out what happened to our pennies. Are you ready? I'm going to get my pennies out again and put them on the table and change the camera so we can see if they got cleaned. All right, let's find out. I'm kind of in the way here. Got a lot of stuff to work with. How are you guys doing? Get your pennies out? Because I want to see what happened to your pennies too. Okay, whoa, whoops, my dish soap is in the way. All right, so we want our pennies to be nice and shiny like that one. Let's see what happened to the one that was just in the water. That's the one I marked with water, so I'm picking it out and I'm holding it up. Did that get cleaner? I'm going to dry it off with my paper towel and see. I'll put the shiny one there. Not real good. Let's try dish soap and water. Let me get that one out. Let's wipe that one off and put it in that paper towel and wiping it off. Not so much. Nope, that didn't work very well. Let's try the one, remember how dirty it was? Vinegar and water with a little salt in it. Let's see what happened. Whoa, this one looks pretty shiny. What do you think? Whoa, let's put that next to the shiny one that I had before. Whoa, vinegar and salt. That did pretty good. Okay, let's try. I don't know if you guys had lemon juice or not. Oops. Oh, wow. I'm drying that one off too. Oh, wow. Cool. There's the one that I had before that was shiny. There's the one that I did in vinegar and salt. Whoa. How's your experiment turning out, you guys? Well, I have one more that, remember what I did? I stuck one in ketchup and it's kind of messy, so I'm pulling it out. Ew, gross. And let's see what happened to the ketchup one. I kind of want to lick it, but I won't. Because, I mean, I like ketchup. Ketchup is one of my favorite things, but I won't lick it this time. I'm just going to wipe it with my paper towel. Oh my goodness. It kind of worked half and half. Look at what happened. It's not real shiny, but it got shinier. So why do you think something like the vinegar and the salt and the lemon juice and the ketchup work better than just dish soap or water? What do you think? Why do you think that happened? Well, the reason pennies get dirty looking is because they're made out of copper, And when people handle them and they're out in the air, they combine with oxygen, and then you get copper oxide, and it turns, it tarnishes, it turns dark. But something like vinegar is an acid, something like lemon juice is an acid, and something like ketchup is a little bit acid too, and that eats up the copper oxide, and it all turns shiny down to the copper that hasn't combined with the oxygen yet, and it shines it up. So that's why that happens. So here's my challenge. If you have some cola, any kind of cola at home, after we're done today, try to see what happens if you put a dirty penny in with some cola. Do you think that will shine up a penny or not? What's inside cola? How does that hurt your teeth sometimes? And why? Well, think about acid vinegar, acid lemon juice, acid ketchup, and then see if you can tell what happens. All right, so those are all our lucky experiments today. We had a lot of fun with umbrellas and mirrors and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to turn the camera back to the FaceTime and say goodbye and wish you guys luck. All right, so happy Friday the 13th. Hope you had fun with our lucky experiments. See ya! I saw something I had never ever seen before. And here's where you get to make a choice. Was it a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex? And I'm just gonna stick some pine cones in my box, and then the fun starts. I just start rolling them around. The air rushing out of the balloon is gonna push that balloon up. So let's see what happens. All right, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow. So that's how rockets kind of work. We are going to build 2 different kinds of rockets today.